Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 3, Episode 28.
Okay, the Oingo Boingo brothers have made their appearance and their exit, hopefully not for good.
Yeah, I think JoJo's would be dropping the ball here if they didn't have more Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
Now, we have, I believe, Kakyoin and Abdul.
Right,
some people in a hospital.
Yeah.
So with that
They
whole,
need to go visit them.
Yeah, with that whole thing, they need to go there. But the way the last episode ended with coming so close to actually maybe have worked out with the
JoJo potentially exploding with the orange.
Yeah,
and
with
all
the
that.
orange and everything. So. How they would continue the story of the Oingo Boingo brothers, I don't know.
But they
probably
could in
with
this
some
episode.
escapades at a hospital, and that sounds fun. So guys, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be more JoJo's. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah.
同級生が野球のボールで眼球をくしゃくしゃになるぐらい潰されたが、翌日には治っていたよ。リオのいるカイロまであと800キロ足らず。
Wait,
みんな
they know his exact location in Cairo? Been some hermit
Within
purple
100
usage.
miles, I guess.
この病院の領収書の数字。46350エジプトポンド。高え。
The doggy.
Yeah. So well behaved.
For now.
悪いことは言わないぜ。その犬からすぐ離れるんだ。
He's not going to try and use the dog as a way to get close to the cute girls.
Yep. Mistakes were made, Polnareff. Yep. And now he's gonna fart on you. Yep. We're heading in lovebirds. This
At
dog.
least he's not like peeing on your face or something.
Right.
No, serious time.
No. Mata yobisamasu.
Rippling back muscles.
Yes. I'm not even gonna try to sing this song. I tried last time and it was horrible. I'm so masho to wa madaminu sadame. I recognize sadame. Sendo toki. Stop!
We can sort of get that.
Yeah, we got that part.
Yeah.
Monogatari. Crusaders! The last page. I'm gonna do another Ora when he has his bit at the end.
Alright.
Kyoko. Yeah. Divine Anubis Part 1. Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Good to know.
New characters.
With the proper shoulder span to be a stand user.
Oh.
どうしてこんなところに。おい見ろよ、刀だ。よくぜ。なんで？落とし物か？
Is this the stand user?
Or the stand?
Yeah.
生倉だったら価値がねえぜ。早く抜いてみろよ。
Oh. Oh.
Well, watch then the kid's just gonna pull it out easily.
Possibly. Maybe it's a stand that chooses its master?
Sure.
俺にもやらせてよ。俺の手が
Whoa. Oh!
Because they touched it and they were unworthy.
Whoa. Whoa, his stance is,
This is one of those sentient weapon things,
Yep,
you know.
yep.
Oh, no, someone's gonna die.
Yep, yep, yep. That's his dad.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's talking to him. Wow.
Okay.
Nice. Anubis. Wow, yeah, that's awesome.
Sweet.
Whoa. Dang.
Okay.
親父もこいつも死んで当然の野郎さ。
Just gonna cut through the cow.
Holy crap. Hey, I'm all about this stand idea. This is
I love
genius.
sentient weapons.
Yeah. In that order.
This is like some court jester type stuff where it's like, you know, hypnotizing somebody to be really good at something.
Right, right.
パピルス買わない？ああ？パピルスは紙の起源ね。旅の記念にどう？見て見て。正真正銘パピルスね。
パピルス？
安くしとくよ。
正真正銘本物？
そうだよ。
偽物だよこりゃ。本物の繊維はちょっとやそっと引っ張って破けないもんね。知ってんだよ俺。
Get wrecked.
トースターさんたちどこに行っちまったんだ？
Here comes Iggy.
And now you don't even have the
Nope,
gum.
nope, nope. Oh my god, that animation on Iggy.
Yeah.
Just that kind of saunter turn, just like.
And that little butt wiggle kind
Yep,
of.
yep. Oh, now they'll have a sword fight.
Oh, yeah.
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 That's awesome.
こんな人の多いところで攻撃仕掛けてこようなんてよ。しかも珍しいぜ。お前のように本体を見せてストレートに戦いを挑んでくる敵は。
That's
Not
true.
this time. And it falls in half. Oh.
名はチャカ。冥界の神アヌビスを暗示とするスタンド使い。ジャンピエール・ポルナレフ。お前の命もらい受ける。命もらい受ける。
If we see like some hardcore legit choreographed sword
Oh, that
fighting,
would be
I'm
so
going to be
amazing.
so excited.
Wait, Polnareff was like strutting proudly.
Yeah,
like-
スタンドでな。チャリオット。剣を握っているが、スタンドでなくその剣で俺と戦うというのか。身のこなし、剣の握り方や構えの姿勢、ど素人だぜ。
Whoa, what? Oh!
Wow.
Wow!
Okay.
Crap!
柱を通り抜けてきたぞ。しかもシャツが切れていない。シャツを切れて
Yeah.
俺の肉だけ切りやがった。一
Wow.
Now, is it possible for it to... Whoa. Okay, so it can't go through stands.
Whoa!
And behind you.
Yeah, you... Alright, get the high ground.
これでどうだかかってこい要するに柱のそばにいなけりゃいいんだろまさか地面を潜ってくるかい
Whoa, 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 whoa!
切るだけじゃねえ柱そのものだって切断できるんだぜ
No way.
Whoa! Whoa! What? Oh my god, that was amazing!
Cool for school.
ジョータロにも秘密のチャリオッツの奥の手だぜこの剣心を飛ばすのはなもっとも一本しかねえからかわされたら剣がなくなるんで
You better make sure he's dead, though.
Well, the problem is that if the stand user
Still alive.
can be variable, you know.
Yeah. Polnareff could get controlled here. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Yeah, when did the sword sheath itself?
Uh-huh.
鞘に収まってる偶然入ったか
Crap.
Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy.
But see, what's cool about this is we've always wanted the JoBros to have some reason to fight each other. You know?
Yeah.
What? Did Iggy speak?
No.
Wait, do they not see the dead body right there?
ポルナレフ刀を持っているな何かあったのか
ああたった今クソったれの敵に襲われたのさ
They haven't noticed the blood.
Whoa, he's gone. Oh no, he's there. Okay.
暗示のスタンド使いと言ってたぜ
俺様ほどじゃないという確固たる自信の気持ちがあるがポルナレフは内
Thank you, Mr. Narrator. Thank you.
奴は襲ってきあれないネズミだ
Holy crap.
No way.
It has some serious, like, domination abilities to...
チーズを盗めチーズを
Now he's not gonna be able to open it now, yeah.
Uh-huh.
おかしい
It doesn't want you anymore.
今度は硬くて
あれはわしらの船の汽笛じゃ
Whoa, they're really leaving Kakyoin. Oh, okay.
待てよおい
Hmm.
警察に届けるぜどう見ても凶器だからな
Okay.
Alright.
それが良い
But that means there will be another person coming after them.
Yep.
高価そうにも見えますしね
なんだよさっきからよクソ犬はうるせえしさっさとこいつを届けに行くか
ポルナレフだから一人になるんじゃ
Yeah.
ない
Yeah.
さっき言ったばかりだろ
You're really out of it, bro.
Yeah, Jotaro will go with him. But that, of course, means then that one of them could become the stand user and then the other person's alone.
So
So
they have to fight them, though.
とっとと警察に行かなくていいのか
まあいいじゃねえか
せっかくの男っぷりを磨きませんとねだ
hey, shoulder span.
Yep, yep.
この刀そっちに置いといてくれよ
I'll give you a proper shave.
ちょっと親父そのカミソリ切れ味悪いぜちゃん
No
と取れ
way.
よちゃんと
Maybe I should use the sword.
やれやれ
All it takes is one quick.
JoJo's taking a little nap.
Oh boy.
They are really making this ominous. Like,
Uh-huh.
いい今度はよくそれるじゃねえか気持ちいいぜ頼むぜ
Wow.
they're really.
下ですね
ね
顎の下だなポルナレフ
Well done, Polnareff.
Yeah. You always find a way to just screw everything up.
Like
That's his real Stan's power.
Yeah, it's just being stupid. Like, it's one of those things where, like, it's okay to have one person like that. It's just funny to kind of laugh at them.
And granted, in this case, it's a mind-affecting effect of the Stan.
Yeah.
It just has an easier time affecting Polnareff's mind, it seems like.
Right. It only works on the weak-minded, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a terrifying aspect of a stand. Is that its power is that it's being what it is gives itself some unique properties, like being able to phase through objects and stuff. But then its actual entity that can communicate.
Well, and here's the other
it's a
thing
separate thing from the user.
The really scary thing, though, is that if you think about it, stands can only be defeated by other stands.
Yeah.
Now, Silver Chariot wasn't scratching that sword at all. And even when the stand user was hurt, didn't do anything to the stand.
Yep.
So
it's an almost unkillable stand. It might be immortal. Because, you know, it's connected to the god of the dead, Anubis. So
like this seems like the kind of thing where you just tie a rope around it to a rock and stuff and throw it in the ocean.
Yep. Exactly.
Until Smeagol comes by.
Right.
Yare does a Polnareff.
I have to get it like low down here.
Proper amount of shadow.
Yare.
But like, okay. One of my favorite stand designs so far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love swords. I love sentient weapons. You know, that like it makes for some very good mechanics, because then it's something that they can't truly defeat. It's more of something that they have to get rid of.
Yes.
You know.
And they have to be willing to get rid of it. One of the things with this stand is that it seems to have some kind of way to influence the mind of those that are just touching it.
My own.
Or just have touched it. Like, Polnareff's desire to separate himself from the group seems like a thing that maybe the stand was willing him to do. The fact that he didn't want to go straight to the police station. Seems like the kind of thing that could be, it might not be, but it could be the kind of thing where it was willing him to find another wielder.
Well, and here's the thing. If it was able to get the mice to come carry it off, its abilities are scary.
Yeah, I think it was able to dominate the mice because they're a lesser being, you know, they're animals and stuff. So with Jotaro and Polnareff, it's not as easy.
Now, I would have been a bit happier if they had made it so that Polnareff was taken over by the stand and then he fought against the JoBros. That would have been awesome. They just have to disarm him, you know? Yeah, exactly. Well, and then there's also the question of if he was using that stand, would he also have access to Silver Chariot?
Yeah.
You know, because then that'd just be terrifying. Imagine if he's just like, all right, Silver Chariot, you're there, I'm here, we're both attacking them together. Like, that could have been something that would have happened. But this is another thing that I've always just been terrified of the idea of having someone else giving you a shave with one of those razors. And it's like, you know, especially in those movies where it's like the mob boss or something that's getting the shave, it's like anybody could just, you know, just one little slip and you're gone. Yeah. So
but in terms of what the stand can do in the future, it's the kind of thing where you're right. They can't probably just kill it. They probably have to restrain it and bury it, or put it under, you know, put it in the ocean, put it in a pyramid, and just lock it in there forever. And that's probably why it survived this long. Is that it's a stand that generally doesn't, you know, move or do anything like that. What I think happened, though, is they were trying to draw the point that on that side of the Nile, you know, are the things of the dead. And there was just a person that happened to stumble close to where it was buried, probably, and it probably just rose itself out from underneath the sand.
Just
and was
figured
like
out some way to get into their hands, and then you know, it really captures the whole idea of the sentient objectness that is like brought up in like Lord of the Rings and stuff with the ring of, you know, the ring abandoned Gollum and things like that. It
what does that look?
A new bearer.
What does that look like in JoJo's? Well, here you go. It's a very creative medium of telling a story for having an object that is possessed by a user, because then the user that uses the object gets possessed by the object that is possessed by the user. So it's this cool cyclical nature of sorts, or this ripple effect.
It's kind of,
if you will.
It's this great reference to the notion that when you have some great gift, right, and you know, something that basically is some great boon, whatever, do you control it or does it control you? You know, so. Yeah, that's just fantastic, and of course, it does make me think of D&D. So you know, that's a bonus as well.
Totally.
I kind of like that. That was one of the other reasons why I was really hoping that Polnareff would end up, you know, drawing it fully and using it, because I mean, come on, PCs turning against each other, that always makes for great conflict.
Sure.
But as for what's going to happen next, I mean, now it seems like it's a pretty standard, like, okay, they need to fight this stand user, and Polnareff's in a sticky situation.
Well, I think what it could still end up being a thing where Polnareff or someone in the Joe Bros squad ends up getting controlled by the stand. But I think the thing they'll have to deal with is, wait, this is a stand that is not connected to a specific user. So the projection of the soul, this might be actually the best representation of the Egyptian gods, in that this might be what Anubis was. Basically some being with a stand. And they're trying to kind of poke at the idea that in history, anyone that had power, anyone that had something that broke the laws of nature or physics or whatever, they were just a stand user. And it's a fun way to tease at potentially doing world building without taking it too seriously. And also that when you do these kinds of things, you have to wonder, in what way are they potentially seeding the ideas for future stands? Because the one stand that we care about the most right now is Dio's stand. What is Dio's stand? What can Dio stand? What is exactly? What can the world do? And I think that as we more and more expand the bounds of what makes a stand, we then have to kind of let our imaginations run wild as to, like, oh, there is no limit to what a stand can be, what a stand can do, what a stand can represent, or even in this case, like some of the rules when it comes to stands being specifically tied into an individual, and one takes damage, so does the other. They don't necessarily apply every single time. So it's a fun thing for Araki to kind of poke holes in even his own world, so that he's able to do whatever he wants really down the line. Like, absolutely.
And that's where I think it really is, because it's not just the idea of poking holes like it's some sort of, you know, mistake or whatever. It's the idea of basically saying, I have this thing that I have this mechanic in my world that allows me to be very creative, and I'm going to use that creativity. I'm gonna I'm gonna do things that you would not have expected.
And it generally works like this, except for when it doesn't. And that makes it so that, if I was Araki, I could create anything as a stand. I could create any type of mechanic for my stand. And I really like the idea of the sentient sword that is so dangerous that you don't want to even be within any distance of it to where you can see it. You just want to bury it underground and just kind of hope that the world forgets about
it.
And
then the world above, where it's buried, does that end up being some sort of like tainted area, because it's still able to sort of affect the minds of people like living above?
That would be funny though if they did exactly what you suggested, and they took like a rock or a cannonball, they took some heavy lead object or whatever, and they just tossed the sword into the ocean. And they're just like, hey, bye-bye.
Until an octopus comes by. And then it's like, And
then way later in JoJo's, they encounter this octopus stand with a katana, and it's like, I've come to my vengeance on the Joestar bloodline.
That's right.
Everyone's like, what are you, what?
Well, and here's, okay, one of the other things that this really does bring up, we mentioned it with the whole idea of Silver Chariot if Polnareff had gotten taken over by the stand.
Sure.
But because this is a mobile stand that can attach itself to a different user, this brings up the notion
multiple stands
of a stand user having multiple stands. Because so far it's just used normal people. But what if it did use somebody? What if Dio ended up being like, yeah, I have my the world stand, whatever that does, but I'm also going to have this cool sword, because why not, right? It's one of those things where whenever you give your players the options and the ability to have additional slots for cool stuff,
they will be filled with something.
They will be filled. It will probably be abused.
Yes.
So, but yeah.
I liked also Abdul being very diligent about the we travel in pairs system.
I'm still waiting for them to all get flare guns, but this is a step in the right direction. So
oh no, a stand user, and then oh no, Iggy's done something stupid again, flare,
Yeah. They really need to get Iggy also like some sort of alarm thing, because Iggy always seems to know what's going on, but unfortunately Iggy can't always communicate it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that Iggy's point in the story is that Araki has killed every single dog that's been brought into the story up till this point. But the thing is that if they want an actual dog that's going to be helpful in the story, you have to deal with Iggy. And it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. He's going to fart in your face.
But then also it sniffs out the stand users,
Yep. Hey, if they have a stand user detection, plot element in the story that's specifically tied to its being with its own will and stuff, that's hilarious.
I still recommend that they just get some Google glasses or something and say, anytime someone has a shoulder span greater than yay wide, alert me, right? Because
this is not that late in the modern world, Jacob.
Yeah, I know.
Technology isn't that advanced. 80s, but the one thing I do believe, though, that's being set up, though, is that Iggy's not going to last through the whole Egypt trip.
Maybe.
Because the thing is, he was late introduced. He is a dog.
And dogs
don't last long, especially against Dio.
Sure.
Yeah. So that could be the final last thing that Dio does is basically the FU to the JoJos. He's just this little mongrel. I could even calling it a mongrel because he has that air of Gilgamesh about him. And he'd just be he smites the dog,
Here's something I could also see.
Oh no, we are actually going to be sad that Iggy's gone.
Well, but here's something I could also see. Iggy sees Dio and he's this person's a dog kicker. He's a puppy kicker.
Oh, Diggy. Wow. Iggy goes enraged.
Just no, I've had enough of this. I'm going to make him my chew toy. Yeah.
And he bites Dio's heel in the best possible way. While Stan tackles with Dio's stand, and it's just enough distraction for Star Platinum to come in and just face pulverize,
And Dio's how dare you, you mongrel, you mutt. You mar my flesh.
And then, of course, he kicks Iggy and breaks his spine or something, and then
you really want Iggy to die in a terrible way, don't you?
No, that's the thing. I'm basically realizing that Iggy's character, because he is a character, and this is the thing, I misjudged Iggy when he was first introduced as being just a dog. There's a gimmick basically with the stand, but there's a voice actor tied to Iggy, and guys,
that sound that Iggy made when trying to get Polnareff's attention to not draw the sword.
What the heck?
What was that?
What was that?
That was he was trying to say Polnareff's name,
It's wait, what? It's trying to say his name, Polnareff,
Yeah.
For all we know, the dog is actually kind of who knows? I was gonna go into some dumb theory that the dog is actually a person or something like that. But the reason why is that all the JoBros have gotten some development or some little thing in there, and I think Iggy's development is going to be that the person who's going to cry the most when he dies is going to be Polnareff.
It's totally going to be Polnareff.
It's totally
they have a tsundere relationship, and it's in the early stages. But
he's going to be wishing by the end of this that Iggy would fart in his face. So I just want to say it now because I feel the more and more I think about Iggy, I realize that he is meant to be a character, a comedic character in some ways,
Yeah.
but also one that will be invaluable at specific points for the JoBros until he's gone,
already.
and then they'll miss him.
Yeah.
And it'll be sad.
Okay.
Also, it fits with my theory that most everyone is going to die by the end of this whole thing. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one thing, though, that really stood out to me from this episode as far as Iggy is concerned. That part where Iggy grabbed the gum, just swiped the gum out of the air,
and like
turned around, wiggled the butt, and had the gum like a cigar sticking out of his mouth. You know. It was just like
he was taunting Polnareff so badly, like it was just it was perfect. And the more and more you kind of use Iggy as the foil to Polnareff, the more and more you realize that Polnareff is kind of supposed to be the regular person in this whole madness, despite him being the most like
the most overly muscular and
over
all
the
that
top
stuff.
of them all, right? I don't know. I love it, and I really hope that at the very least Iggy's little moments with Polnareff will happen, at some point. Like they'll have some moment.
Yes.
But I do think now it's almost confirmed. Like Iggy has to die.
Wow.
He's a dog.
Optimism.
He's a dog.
Little optimism.
And he's actually being really helpful. Like that's
true.
The thing.
That is true.
That's too much.
When I think about this episode, like this is one of those stands where it fits so well to have it be a two-parter.
Oh,
because there's the ones where it's plot important, and it's like, okay, yeah, of course it's going to be a two-parter, right? But because of how many times we've seen the JoBros have to deal with different stands, and how many times it's always, oh no, they're in dire straits, right? And it's like, okay, eventually that sort of becomes the norm, right?
Right.
But in this case, the fact that it's like, oh, a stand user shows up, oh, they're dead in like, just a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, didn't see that coming. But now it's like, yeah, it totally makes sense that there'd be a two-parter for this because it's, the stand keeps coming back.
Yeah.
So
it's a fun twist on the whole thing of, well, obviously if some random nobody comes to face off against someone who's a master at their stand, they better come in with a really good stand, otherwise they're going to lose. And it's like, no, he lost.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a hit on Polnareff.
Yeah. It was Polnareff was in trouble, but he was able to figure it out.
Yeah. He hard countered Polnareff and still lost.
Right.
It just shows like how good the JoBros are.
Or actually, was Polnareff the best one to face him?
I don't think so. I think
because he actually has a sword to like block.
I think Abdul would have destroyed. Destroyed him.
Abdul would have destroyed him.
Block this, bitch.
But like anyone else, like Hierophant Green.
Hierophant Green would have been a problem.
Hierophant Green would have been a problem. I even potentially Star Platinum. No,
Star Platinum would have been fine.
Okay, Star Platinum is super fast, but the thing is he doesn't have any way of blocking it.
I don't think he needs to. He's just
too fast. He just dodge, punch, and or there we go.
Well, I think he's like miss me with that, and the sword goes misses the stand, and Star Platinum just one punch just breaks his face.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, what might have been the problem is that then the sword like releases itself from the hand of the person and just goes to cut Jotaro, and Jotaro has to like barely dodge, and again gets really big cut on him.
Sure.
But
yeah, well, and we might get to see that because Jotaro is with Polnareff right now.
That's true. I'm excited for actually the barber to get defeated quickly, and for the stand to pick another person potentially in the JoBros group.
Yep. We could even potentially. Now, I don't think this would happen because
and take over Jotaro.
Yeah, because while Jotaro is an edgelord, he is the main character, and he maintains his rule of cool.
Right.
So I don't think he's going to get possessed by the sword.
Yeah, because that would take away his rule of cool.
Exactly. But if it did, that would be really cool to see Polnareff facing off against Jotaro.
Just all of them having to face off against Jotaro.
I mean that would be so cool.
Or maybe Jotaro has enough like semblance of sanity that he uses Star Platinum to punch himself in the face. He's just like, oh, yada yada, this is the only way. He's like, this is gonna hurt, and he pop knocks himself out.
But I mean, just imagine Jotaro in his full trench coat school uniform, right, with his hat and his chain and everything.
But instead of having his hands in his pockets, he has one hand in his pockets. He has the other one with the sword on the shoulder.
Oh yeah. That would be a pretty sweet look. I almost feel like Jotaro has to, for his own sake, just so someone can get a picture That way, just to capture how cool he would look at that point.
Maybe what it is they'll beat the stand so thoroughly that the stand will be like begging for them to like bury him and let him go. And they'll be like, no. They're like taking pictures with the katana, like, Dio, like, check out what we... we punked this one. He's like, no, please, let me go. Yada, you really are a vile little coward, aren't you? And he's like, look, please, let me alone.
Like, asserts his will over the sword. And then the sword's like, no, stop, leave me alone, please.
Or the sword's like, I'm gonna take over one of you. And Star Platinum just like stares him down. He's like, and the sword like trembles, and then it shows the menacing around Star Platinum instead from like the sword's perspective, and it's just like,
that's my stand user. You don't try and take my user from me.
All right, I love it, guys. This is really fun. Looking forward to part 2 of this.
Yes,
if you want to see that episode right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there.
Yes.
Also comes with full-length reactions, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about stories or what have you. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.